Hello humans, it's Mad Willie, and it is RPG-a-Day. This is the first day. I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. So today's question is, what published RPG do you wish you were playing right now? And I've kind of waffled back and forth on this all day, and I think part of my difficulty is that I usually run games rather than play them. So my answer is different depending on what perspective you take on the question. So if you were to ask me what game I most want to run right now, I have come to a pretty solid answer, and it would be this one, or maybe a different setting, same rules. This one, and it is Numenera, or the Cipher System by Monte Cook Games. And I think the thing that I'm most excited about is essentially the game master doesn't roll any dice. Now, don't get me wrong, I love rolling dice. I've been in this hobby for a very long time, and it's a lot of the fun. I spend more money on dice than is strictly necessary because they're so pretty. But when I think about what I could be doing in a game session without having to stop the action and determine what it is, the creatures are doing and all of that stuff, if I could just say what's happening and have the players take care of all of the mechanical stuff, oh, it sounds freeing. Like, how liberating would that be? I don't know. I haven't run it yet. The rules are pretty good. I really like them. They're quite solid. They're very evocative. Character creation is really cool. You essentially describe your character in one short phrase. I am an adjective, noun, who verbs. And that's most of the character choices, which sounds great. The rules are fun and interesting. I would love to play it as a player. I have. I sat in for a session of Numenera once, which was a good time. Not everything in the dice mechanics is my favorite, but the nice thing about running it is I wouldn't have to roll any of the dice, so no skin off my back. So yes, that is the one that I would most like to be running right now. And it's not the same as the one I'd like to play. I think the one that I would like to play the most would actually be this one, Star Wars Edge of the Empire by Fantasy Flight Games. I have been running this game quite a lot for the past several years, ever since Edge of the Empire first came out. My players really love it. It's easy to GM because the Star Wars universe, everybody knows it so well. I can just think about a session for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then everything goes great. The players just take over, the narrative dice are amazing, and it's just a blast to run, but I've only gotten to be on the other side of the screen on 2 occasions, and both were for like a 2-part Age of Rebellion session that a friend of mine ran, and it was a lot of fun. I would love to do that again. I don't think that he wants to necessarily. I think it was his first foray into GMing, and he's not invited us back since, though he still does come to games to play. But I can understand that GMing isn't always for everybody, even if they do it well. But I would love to play in a Edge of the Empire or Age of Rebellion game, maybe Force and Destiny. If you know me well, you know that I'm not big on magic users, and as cool as the Force is, it's too close to magic most of the time. But I think I would give it a shot. I love the narrative dice. I love the Star Wars universe. I think it would be a blast. There are so many other games that almost made the cut for this video, but these are the ones I can't stop thinking about. So, I hope everybody has a good RPG-a-day experience. I'm going to try and do at least a Twitter response every single day. We'll see how that goes. I've been working a lot more hours lately, so it's a little harder to crank out the content, as my Patreon users may, or Patreon patrons may have noticed. But I'll give it my best shot. Have a good one, folks.